guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides, and I am very proud to say that I am at Walker Ford, especially even more proud than normally because today is the celebration for the 10,000 subscribers. Walker Ford is really just supporting Rady's Rides, and you guys have been on this journey, and guess what? Technically, it's not 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers, but it's just kind of crazy to think where this has gone, and here we are, and what a wonderful car that I have. So a subscriber and a local shop owner, Don Forty brought his 1967 Shelby GT500 out for the show. And it's just really cool to see the original GT500 next to a 2018 GT350. But we'll get to that in a second. When you look at Carroll Shelby and you look at Ford, there was this connection, this magic that was happening in the 60s. Originally it started with the GT350, and then it just really just boomed, because as that muscle car era was booming, so did the power and what people wanted underneath the hood. So with this first year of the GT500, what separates it from the GT350 is you have a 7-liter Cobra Jet V8 underneath the hood, pumping out tons of horsepower, made it to a 4-speed manual transmission. Let's go ahead and take a look at the front. So I like the direction that Ford was going in. This is the last of the Shelbys built at the shop in Las Vegas. So I really like the whole front of this car is fiberglass. Hood, fenders, the front is all fiberglass. Back then they didn't have carbon fiber, so that's how they would save a lot of the weight. I really like just the big open grille, and that's why if you go look at a new Shelby today, that's why you have a lot of those same parts. The front of the grille is wide and open. It harks back to these early years. I like the endurance style headlights. You know, during the 1960s, endurance racing was really booming, and you needed more lights because they didn't have the light technology that we have. So I really like the placement of the central lights. I love the classic hood pins. Really just gives this car the perfect look. And when it comes to a Shelby GT500, there really is none better than finished in this Acapulco blue with the white racing stripes. That just really screams Americana, really screams Ford and Shelby. Check out the hood scoop here. So this whole hood is fiberglass. I love the functional vents. I'm sure Tom could show you in there the air filter underneath the hood on top of that big block motor, because that's the thing, is that with a GT350, that's a small block. Underneath this hood is the big block. Let's go ahead and take a look at the side here. I love the wheels. You know, this almost like a Krager style mag wheel that was very popular during this time period. I love the style. This is all original. This car is all original. It had an older restoration done in the early 70s, but I really like the way the car's just kept its personality, and Dom's been driving it and enjoying it. There's that wonderful Shelby logo, the GT500 badging down here. Just a really magical car when it comes to Ford and performance. And if you have not seen these cars in person, you have to come out and take a look at one of these cars, because you could really see why the values in these have just gone through the roof. As we go through the back, I like on the Acapulco blue, the racing stripes go all the way. Here's another favorite touch of mine. I like these side vents. Now, a lot of people say that these side vents are for brake cooling, and to a point they do, but one thing that this also helps with is with aerodynamics, channeling air in there to make the car drive more at a performance level than without it. So it's not just about cooling brakes, it's about also that air balance between the air going down the side and around the car. This top vent here, very, very nice. I love the dual look. That's a look I wish they could bring back and really have on the newer ones, but it really just screams that muscle car era. As we work our way to the back, you can't beat a fastback design. It just makes the car so aerodynamic, so clean, and I really, really love what they were doing here with the trunk, how you have a nice kick up, nothing too obnoxious, but you know that this is not a Mustang. You know it's not a standard Mustang, and that's the thing that Shelby did, was he took regular Mustangs and turned them into something totally different. Love the back of the car. You got the central Shelby GT500 gas cap here. I love the exhaust, and just a perfect example of what a true Shelby GT500 was. Now, just so you know, Carroll Shelby was not really the biggest fan of the GT500. It was more something that Ford wanted to do to try to widen the scope of people buying these cars, but at the end of the day, you really can't argue with the performance. Take a look real quick at the 2018 GT350 back here. You can see some of those same design cues with the racing stripes, with the tail lights and that center Shelby badging. It really just shows you the connection between 21st century and where we came from, because guess what? You gotta know where you've been to know where you're going. Let's go ahead and check out that big block engine underneath the hood of the GT500. Yeah. All right, guys, here we are underneath the hood. Like we said, the first year, 1967, was the first year Shelby GT500. You can see that huge, massive Cobra air cleaner sitting on top. Lurking underneath the air cleaner are those two Holley 4-barrel carburetors. Remember, 7-liter, 428 cubic inches. I love just that old style that was going on back then, especially with the different logos. You know, it wasn't just about the outside, but what they were doing underneath the hood. And you can see how these engine compartments, so much space, even though it's such a big engine. But I don't know if Tom could show you, look at just how close the exhaust manifold there is to the sidewall of the inner fender. Just crazy how they were able to shoehorn this. Remember, Shelby originally was all about that smaller engine. In the GT350, you have a smaller engine. With this, you got the big block. 7 liters of power. Check out the badging there. This was the last year in Los Angeles where they were making these cars. So that makes it just extra special, plus finished in that beautiful Acapulco blue. I mean, that is classic Americana right there. All right, guys, check out the inside of this 1967 Shelby GT500. I love that teak steering wheel, that teak wood steering wheel. Dom was telling me that if you want to find one of those today, they're worth about $2,500, $3,000, just because they're just not around anymore, especially if you want that originality. I love the gauges. I love no center console or any of that junk. Everything's been taken out. You got that wonderful 4-speed right there. All that Shelby logo and branding. It really just screams that classic muscle car era. Another thing that I really like is that you could see the connection with the newer Mustangs. If you've been watching my newer Mustang reviews, they still take some of that flavor and try to bring it into the newer Mustangs. Very nicely done. You can see the lower sill, all the signage from Los Angeles. Check out the back. You can see how you're able to fold down those rear seats, make it be not apparent. You have an actual roll bar that was installed by Shelby, something that was different from your standard Mustang of the time. But this is what makes these cars so great, is just their simplicity, and they're all just screaming about performance. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. All right, guys, so I'm so glad that I was able to bring you this 1967 Shelby GT500. The first year, we got the 2018 sitting right next to it. You could see that family lineage, that connection between the past and the present. And I just want to really thank Dom and 40's Garage for bringing out their cars. We got a great selection of cars on display for the Radies Ride celebration. I definitely want to give a huge shout out to everybody here at Walker Ford for helping to put this whole event together. If these are the types of cars that you like to see on Radies Rides, these original Shelby's old muscle cars, leave a comment in that comment section. If there's anything in particular you want to see on Radies Rides, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not been to my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages, definitely check those out. All Radies Rides original content all the time. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Please, it's one of those things where every single day we got a new video, new car to see, a new car to experience, and I love just sharing it with you. If you have been a subscriber, thank you. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. Thank you for your support, your dedication. We can't forget Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner. You know, we have the new Radies Rides merch shop, so you can get yourself some Radies Rides merch. We're going to be bronzing his arms and selling those in the merch shop. They're going to be pricey, but I promise they're going to be worth it. They're going to be limited, and they're going to be all numbered in sequence order. You want to give a huge shout out for Tom for his powerlifting competition. It's coming up very shortly, so definitely share some love with him. And definitely, just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.